This is my current pocket notebook. I've been using this one in particular for 10 days as of shooting this video. Although, since using my newest notebook, I haven't written in it very much. The last notebook I wrote in took 25 days to fill it up completely. And so far, in 9 days of writing, I've only made it through 37 pages. And for context, my last notebook, it only took me a couple of days to get to that point. I've had a pretty busy last couple of weeks. With moving and packing and unpacking and situating and everything like that. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time just sitting down and writing. And for one reason or another, I feel somewhat uneasy about not having written in a while. So, what happens? What happens when I stop writing in this notebook for a while? What happens when I simply don't have that many ideas? Does this in some way disrupt my creative process? Everyone always talks about what to write or how to write in your pocket notebook. There's all sorts of videos out there where people go over their method or how they write most effectively in their notebook. And don't get me wrong, these are great. But my question is, why doesn't anyone talk about what happens when you're not writing? When you don't have anything to write about? Why does no one talk about the times when there are no ideas? The times when writing doesn't come easily? Or even when writing doesn't happen at all? So my journey this week is to figure out these times. To figure out what happens when I don't have many or any ideas to put down in my notebook. When the brain I use for ideas is full up of other things. When the brain is distracted by all of life's changes. The brain turns off that creative side. The brain goes into survival mode. So when I don't have anything to write, what do? What have I done? Sometimes if I need to write a video, I'll just start by writing anything. Anything and everything. I'll just write down on paper whatever comes into my head. It doesn't have to make any sense or pertain to any video or any story whatsoever. It just has to come out of my brain to get that process going. And then, eventually, after doing this for a time, an idea will come to me. Okay, great. But sometimes I can't even do that. Like I said before, the last couple of weeks have been pretty busy for me. I've moved, I've packed, I've unpacked, and I've gotten myself situated. As a result of this, I haven't had much time to write. Other than writing the last few videos, it's been pretty dry. And to be honest with you, even writing this video, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting it to come together. Let's take a break. I'll leave the book alone for a while. I'll walk away, clear my head, do something fun, whatever. Let's see, I could lift the weights, organize the desk, hang out with Daisy, eat the snack, play the guitar, lay on the floor, whatever. And then, one thing after another. After walking away from the book of ideas, letting the idea machine relax, and accepting that ideas are currently in short supply, I am finally able to see what happens when I don't write. When the ideas aren't flowing. So, what happens? What happens when the idea machine just isn't working? There's a funny thing about this notebook that I oftentimes overlook or take for granted. You see, when I leave this book behind for a little bit, nothing really happens. It doesn't beg for my attention or try and remind me of anything. It doesn't distract me in any way, which is good because I get distracted enough as it is. Okay, so what happens? What happens when there are no ideas? What happens when writing doesn't come easily? And what happens when writing doesn't happen at all? It seems to me that what happens is nothing. But that's why I write in this book in the first place. I think one of the great things about something like this is that it is always right where I left it. If I ever need a little bit of time away from it, away from the notebook, from writing, I can just go. I can simply put the notebook down. I can lift the weights. I can organize the desk. Hang with Daisy. Eat the snack. Play the guitar, or lay on the floor. And then, once I'm ready to come back, once I have an idea, a thought, or something else I just want to write down, I can. As a result of this rest, this break, this time away from the notebook, I can finally come up with something fresh. I can come up with something that I'm happy with. I can maybe get back in the habit. But if not, if I can't get back in the habit of writing a lot in this book, that's okay. That's totally okay. I'll just take another break. I'll just do something else to try and draw inspiration. Because when ideas are hard, difficult to come by, when the well is dry, do something else. We can't force water from a dry well. But what we can do is let the rain fall. Let the rain saturate the aquifer with new water. And only with a refreshed idea machine can we get back to the notebook and get the ideas to flow again.